What's going on, guys? Kiger here, and today we're going to be looking over the 5 tips I have for you to progress in Dimensional Duel. Before I jump into the video, I just want to remind you, this weekend, Saturday the 30th, I will be hosting a sparring court tournament for the Hydra server. So if you're on the Hydra server, I need you to join my Discord. There will be a thing to figure out if we're doing it at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., or 5 p.m. Vote on my Discord and we'll get it going. Let's jump into it. Alright, guys, so I got the 5 tips for progressing in Dimensional Duel so you can get that sweet, sweet Avenger rank. First is the time to queue. That's what time of day to be queuing. A lot of people can only queue a certain time of day for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. Myself, as you all know, I work overnights. I generally get done on my work around 3 or 4 a.m. EST, and then I queue for about an hour or two, and then I progress. If we check out my Dimensional Duel, you'll see third place right now because the daytime people did their stuff, and I haven't played yet today. So, what I'm trying to say here is, if your character naturally has a bad Spider-Man matchup, you're going to try to queue when Spider-Man aren't queuing, or you can go the opposite direction and queue when more Spider-Man are queuing, so you can work on that matchup. Second is I'm going to talk about the guard gauge while flying. So Doctor Strange, Storm, and a few others. There's several flying characters. There's 6 out of the 9 are flying characters, but only a couple have very smooth flying, such as Storm and Strange, where it feels like as soon as you hit jump to start flying, there's no stop like when you're doing with Iron Man. Iron Man, when you hit fly, he stops, comes up, and then you can move him again. Strange and Storm, you can be walking and then immediately just start flying up at a good angle. But in Dimension Duel, it's pretty interesting. Your guard gauge is halved while you're in the air. That's something to keep track of if you're against guard breaking type characters. Widow isn't very good at guard breaking herself, but if the target already has 50%, she can deal that last 50%. Same with Captain America or Magic, where Captain America deals double guard damage to a flyer, which if you're flying, then that becomes an issue, and Magic has a full set of highest damage guard break skills. Now, my next thing I'm going to tell you to look at is companions. Companions, I want you to work on testing the companions. See what works for you. Are you going to follow the meta and do Hulk every single time? Are you going to mess around with Ultron or Volstagg for healing or shield? Or are you going to try to just kill your opponent with something like Daredevil or Icarus? Next, I'll be talking about something that the game doesn't really tell you, but we found through a lot of testing and such. And that's actually 2 in 1 here. One is that you can't match against alliance mates. As you'll see on my server, you'll see a bunch of the same name here: endgame, 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 endgame. A bunch of some servers like to do it this way, where they take all the best Dimension Duel players and put them on the same team so they don't have to match against each other. So if you have all the whales on the same team, they can't fight other whales, at least from their server. In most of these, there's 4 servers. Let's take Sakaar, for example, which only has the 1 server. So if all the whales on Sakaar are on the same alliance, they literally cannot go against good players. The second part, which kind of falls in line with that, is you can't fight the same person for 5 minutes. I get matches with Cinderella all the time because he queues all the time, I queue at specific times, but if he's in queue and I fight him, then 5 minutes later I will get him again because our scores are decently close together.